Calling at Leighton City and Edgemead. This train is formed of 5 coaches.
This is Leighton Stepford Road. This train is for Edgemead. The next station is Leighton City. Welcome on board this Stepford Connect service to Edgemead. We will be calling at Leighton City and Edgemead. The next station is Leighton City. We will shortly be arriving at Leighton City. Change here for services to Leighton West and Lynn by the Sea. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Service to Edgemead. Calling at Edgemead only. This train is formed of 5 coaches.
This is Leighton City. This train is for Edgemead. The next station is Edgemead. Welcome on board this Stepford Connect service to Edgemead. The next station is Edgemead. We will shortly be arriving at Edgemead. Change here for services to West Wyvern. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform. This train terminates here. All change, please. This is Edgemead. This train terminates here. All change, please. Thank you for travelling with us today.
The train now standing at Platform 2 is the Midnight 52 Stepford Connect service to Stepford Victoria. Calling at Leighton City, Leighton Stepford Road, Rocket Parade, Wharton Newton, Hampton Hargate, Benton Bridge, Benton, Coxley, Bowdon, St Helens Bridge, Stepford East, Stepford Central, and Stepford Victoria. This train is formed of 5 coaches.
Welcome on board this Stepford Connect service to Stepford Victoria. We will be calling at Leighton City, Leighton Stepford Road, Rocket Parade, Wharton Newton, Hampton Hargate, Benton Bridge, Benton, Coxley, Bowdon, St Helens Bridge, Stepford East, Stepford Central, and Stepford Victoria. The next station is Leighton City.
Hyundai Tucson versus Nissan Rogue. Look what Tucson has and what Rogue doesn't. Hyundai Tucson wins every time.
We will shortly be arriving at Leighton City. Change here for services to Leighton West and Lynn by the Sea.
Stepford Connect.
Please mind the
Service
gap
to
between the
Stepford
train and the
Victoria.
platform.
Calling at Leighton, Stepford Road, Rocket Parade, Wharton Newton, Hampton Hargate, Benton Bridge, Benton, Coxley,
This is
Bowdon,
Leighton City.
St Helens Bridge,
This train is for
Stepford East,
Stepford Victoria.
Stepford Central,
The
and
next station
Stepford
is
Victoria.
Leighton Stepford Road.
This train is formed of 5 coaches.
Welcome on board this Stepford Connect service to Stepford Victoria. We will be calling at Leighton Stepford Road, Rocket Parade, Wharton Newton, Hampton Hargate, Benton Bridge, Benton, Coxley, Bowdon, St Helens Bridge, Stepford East, Stepford Central, and Stepford Victoria. The next station is Leighton Stepford Road. We will shortly be arriving at Leighton Stepford Road.
Stepford Victoria.
Please mind the gap
Calling at
between the train
Rocket
and the platform.
Parade, Wharton Newton, Hampton Hargate, Benton Bridge, Benton, Coxley, Bowdon, St Helens Bridge, Stepford East, Stepford Central, and
This is
Stepford
Leighton
Victoria.
Stepford Road.
This train is
This
formed
train
of
is
5
for
coaches.
Stepford Victoria. The next station is Rocket Parade.
Your attention, please. B01.
Welcome on board this Stepford Connect service to Stepford Victoria. The next station is Rocket Parade. We will shortly be arriving at Rocket Parade. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Stepford Victoria. Calling at Wharton Newton, Hampton Hargate, Benton Bridge, Benton, Coxley, Bowden, St Helens Bridge, Stepford East, Stepford Central, and Stepford Victoria. This
This
train is
is
formed
Rocket
of 5
Parade.
coaches.
This train is for Stepford Victoria. The next station is Wharton Newton. Welcome on board this Stepford Connect service to Stepford Victoria. The next station is Wharton Newton. We will shortly be arriving at Wharton Newton. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Stepford Connect. Service to Stepford Victoria. Calling at Hampton Hargate, Benton Bridge, Benton, Coxley, Bowden, St Helens Bridge, Stepford East,
This
Stepford
is
Central,
Wharton
and
Newton.
Stepford Victoria.
This train is for
This
Stepford
train is
Victoria.
formed of 5
The
coaches.
next station is Hampton Hargate.
Your attention, please. The 0116 Stepford Connect service to Leighton City has been cancelled. This is due to a member of the train crew being unavailable.
Welcome on board this Stepford Connect service to Stepford Victoria. The next station is Hampton Hargate.
From the platform edge.
We will shortly be arriving at Hampton Hargate. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Stepford Victoria. This train is formed of 5 coaches.
This is Hampton Hargate. This train is for Stepford Victoria. The next station is Benton Bridge. Welcome on board this Stepford Connect service to Stepford Victoria. The next station is Benton Bridge. We will shortly be arriving at Benton Bridge. Change here for services to Stepford Airport Central. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
04 Stepford Connect. Service to Stepford Victoria. Calling at Benton, Coxley, Bowden, St Helens Bridge, Stepford East, Stepford Central, and
This
Stepford
is
Victoria.
Benton Bridge.
This train is formed
This
of
train is
5
for
coaches.
Stepford Victoria. The next station is Benton. Welcome on board this Stepford Connect service to Stepford Victoria. The next station is Benton.
One of my
We will shortly be arriving at Benton. Change here for services to Connolly, Esterfield, Greenslade, Morganstown, Newry, Port Benton, and Airport Terminal 2. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Service to Stepford Victoria. Calling at Coxley, Bowden, St Helens Bridge, Stepford East, Stepford Central, and Stepford Victoria. This train is formed of 5 coaches.
This is Benton. This train is for Stepford Victoria. The next station is Coxley.
Platform 12 for the 0107 Stepford Connect. Service to Stepford Central. Calling at Coxley, Bowden, Angel Pass, St Helens Bridge.
Welcome on board this Stepford Connect service to Stepford Victoria. We will be calling at Coxley, Bowden, St Helens Bridge, Stepford East, Stepford Central and Stepford Victoria. The next station is Coxley. We will shortly be arriving at Coxley. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Stepford Victoria. Calling at Bowden, St Helens Bridge, Stepford East, Stepford Central and Stepford Victoria. This train is formed of 5 coaches.
This is Coxley. This train is for Stepford Victoria. The next station is Bowden. Welcome on board this Stepford Connect service to Stepford Victoria. The next station is Bowden. We will shortly be arriving at Bowden. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Platform 3 for the 0109 Stepford Connect. Service to Stepford Victoria. Calling at St Helens Bridge,
This is
Stepford
Bowden.
East, Stepford
This train
Central
is for
and
Stepford
Victoria.
The next
This
station
train is formed
is
of 5
St Helens
coaches.
Bridge. Welcome on board this Stepford Connect service to Stepford Victoria. The next station is St Helens Bridge.
Hyundai Santa Cruz versus Ford Maverick. Look what Santa Cruz has and what Maverick doesn't. Hyundai Santa Cruz wins every time.
On edge.
We will shortly be arriving at St. Helens Bridge. Change here for services to Berrily. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Five coaches.
This is St. Helens Bridge. This train is for Stepford Victoria. The next station is Stepford East. Welcome on board this Stepford Connect service to Stepford Victoria. The next station is Stepford East. We will shortly be arriving at Stepford East. Change here for services to Stepford UFC and Whitefield.
13.
Please mind the gap
Stepford
between the
Connect,
train
service
and the platform.
Stepford Victoria. Calling at Stepford Central and Stepford Victoria.